Hey, how's it going, everyone? What is up, and welcome back to the channel and a new series called Fight Talk. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also turn on notifications, and also like the video. It helps out the channel more than you can ever know. And don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you want me to talk about. And we also have a giveaway, a tournament series going on, and my Patreon. Hear more about all three of those at the end of the video, but let's go ahead and jump into this. So to preface this a little bit, this series called Fight Talk is going to be talking about different topics around the FGC, specific games, or just topics that I come up with, such as today, which is fighting games. Are fighting games too hard? Now, to preface this, I started playing fighting games in about 2015 when I started playing MKX. I started playing Mortal Kombat X because of channels like Maximilian Dude and True Talent. It was kind of like a niche genre at that point in time, at least to me. Like, it was all about the shooters and, you know, the PC gaming and everything else. I didn't really know what fighting games were or what they stood for or how competitive they actually were. I always looked at them as a, well, I'm going to jump on here with my friend, we're going to play a few games, not know what the hell to do, and we're going to call it, you know. Or when it came to Mortal Kombat, it was, well, I'm going to play the story, play a couple games online, and get my ass kicked by this dude who presses one button over and over again, and that's going to be it. Back to shooters, you know, back to whatever the hell else I was doing at that time. So when I really discovered fighting games in 2015 when it came to Mortal Kombat, it really opened up my eyes to the genre and how competitive they were and how fun they could be. But it also opened up my eyes to something else that I never realized. They are hard as hell. And there are a lot of people who come into my channel, who come into my streams, and, you know, they'll ask me, how am I this good? How did I get this good? You know, why can't I get this good and everything else? And it really brought up the question to me, actually, with younger kids who were my age when they started playing fighting games. You know, when, you know, I started playing when I was 16, and I got, like, people who were, like, 13 and 14 and 15 in my channel watching my videos, watching my streams, and I wanted to ask the question, are they too hard? Especially for people who are under the age of like 15 or 16. Now, fighting games have a lot of different notations, they have a lot of different inputs, they have a lot of different terms that go along with them, such as spacing, neutral, footsies, you know, screen control, combos, setups, rescans, plus frames, minus frames, safe, unsafe, you know, stuff like that. Frame advantage, stuff like that. It's really, it's a very technical genre. It's a very technical game, whichever fighting game you play. Some fighting games are way more technical than others. NRS games, to me, have always been the easiest fighting games to get into, but the harder fighting games, such as Street Fighter or Tekken, end up being the most fun to me, because they have so much more that go into them. They're not as out in the open. Not everything is, you know, spelled out to you as, you know, as it is in MK or Injustice. And that is not always a bad thing. Having everything spelled out for you is really, really good for people who are just getting into fighting games. And NetherRealm have this very good formula going on of being able to be a hype generator. You know, they're the only real AAA fighting game there is. You know, they get so much support. Their games are so cinematic. They're some of the best graphics in the industry when it comes to face capture and everything else. They have one of the best story modes in fighting games. You know, they have guest characters such as Spawn and Predator and Alien and characters like that. So it's a really accessible game for people old and young who've never played fighting games, or who have played fighting games and just never checked out Mortal Kombat. It brings people in. Mortal Kombat was always easy for me. I was able to jump into it, I was able to learn combos, I was able to pretty quickly learn frame data, and pretty quickly learn footsies and neutral, but I'm a fast learner. I'm able to learn things generally faster than a lot of people. But I don't think fighting games are way too hard for anyone to get into. I believe pretty much anyone can get into fighting games. Whether you're going to be playing at a top 8 level or not in a year, that's another question. But I think anybody can get into fighting games. Fighting games are admittedly still kind of a niche genre, even with MK hyping everything up, being a hype generator, bringing so many people into the fighting game community, which is an amazing thing. Fighting games still tend to be hard to learn everything in, you know, the fighting game, whether it be footsies or neutral or space control, frame data, whatever else, you know, but I still don't think it's too hard. I have a lot of people who I've seen improve, old and young, who I've played with just in the past 2 weeks. You know, that's not saying fighting games are easy, but it's saying that they can be learned. If you can learn a math problem, you can learn frame data. If you can learn how to hit a jump shot in school on the, you know, basketball court, then you can learn how to do combos. It's all hand-eye coordination. It's all thought process. It's thinking about what your opponent's going to be doing next. And fighting games are some of the most rewarding games that you can play, to me. It's one of the most rewarding genres you can get into as a video game player, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the most rewarding genres to play because you're always making reads, you're always understanding the game more and more. It's like playing guitar. You never truly, fully learn a fighting game 100%. You are always learning. You're always learning more about the game, learning more about how you should be playing, learning more about this, that, and the other. I'm constantly learning, constantly finding out new things every day. I'm constantly in the lab, figuring out new things with different characters, figuring out how to get around certain things that characters are doing to me. While they are hard games to initially get into, as you start and keep playing fighting games, they become more and more fluent to you. It becomes like another language to you. You become fluent in fighting game. That does not mean that you're going to become a pro overnight, but that does mean with that does not mean you're going to become a pro overnight, but that does mean with a lot of hard work and dedication, you will become a at least decent player in a good amount of time. I'm nowhere near an amazing player. I place, anywhere from top 3 to top 30, on the ESL tournaments on PS4. And, it's a good way to gauge your skill and get into the game. The only way to get better at fighting games is to play fighting games. And I do a lot of research on fighting games. I watch a lot of tournaments to learn more about what I could be doing and what I'm not doing right. And I think it's a very rewarding genre to play in. It's probably one of the best esports, in my opinion, out there for improvement and competitiveness. And I definitely think more people should be checking it out and getting into it. Now, on this channel, we will have tutorials coming up as soon as I can get rid of the hamster on a wheel that I call a computer. We will be doing tutorials for the younger players and for the players who haven't, gotten into fighting games fully. And I really want this channel, excuse the stuttering, to bring in players who have not played fighting games, and I want to teach players who are having trouble with fighting games. I think fighting games, again, are one of the most rewarding games you can play, and they end up being the most fun games you can play. And I definitely think if you haven't given fighting games a shot yet, you definitely should, because they are hard, they can be intimidating, but once you get into it, it becomes a second language to you. I really just think more people should be playing them. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video and this fight talk. This fight talk was a little everywhere. We're probably going to structure it a little bit more as we go, but I wanted to go ahead and get this one out there and start this new series. So let me know your suggestions for future fight talks in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Also, don't forget about the tournament we have going on for Mortal Kombat 11, X, and Injustice 2. Right now we're doing Mortal Kombat 11, 4 weeks of qualifiers leading into a top 8, and then we're going to rotate games out from MKX to Injustice 2. Week 2 will be available to sign up for tomorrow, and Week 1 is actually being streamed live on this channel right now, so make sure to check that out. I also have a giveaway going on. Go to the link in the description down below to go to the video for the giveaway to find out how to enter the giveaway. And I also have a Patreon. If you are interested in supporting the channel in a bigger and better way, you can go to the link in the description down below and support me on there. I would really appreciate it, and every dollar is going to getting rid of this hamster on a wheel I call a computer. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Toot, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.